possible for him to figure out how 682 regenerates.
Funny story, Dad. We've already run an 049682 cross test. In fact, we run a lot of cross tests against 682 trying to take that damn lizard down. If you look up the SCP-682 termination log, you can run through the archive of everything we've cross tested with it. But for your specific 049 question, test notes. SCP-049 was introduced to SCP-682. 049 stared at 682 and slowly walked over to it, saying,
"Can you go cook me a burger?" "Sure, have a fast burger."
682 backs away. 049 grabs 682. 682 claws at 049, who runs to the other side of the testing chamber. 049 seemed emotionally disturbed and in shock after the test. So yeah, it didn't go well. Maybe next time, guys. Ugh. If there's a new creature on the internet, you know the SCP Foundation is going to investigate. Discovered within the music video for the song Sick of Being Honest by artist Milkblood, our intelligence tells us that this dancing cryptid was created by artist Trevor Henderson, creator of the Siren Head entity, among others. We're going to continue investigating, and if you discover any intelligence yourself, be sure to relay that information to Site-42.
Hey, Dr. Sherman, look at this. SCP-1000.
Here you go. Here's your burger. Thanks, that's 8.
One entity known as
God damn,
the
you know how to
manager.
cook your
The
stuff.
anomalous status of
Thank
Starbucks
you.
locations
You're
is
welcome.
self-concealing. So as long as you don't invoke the wrath of the manager, this is going to be fine. This is Dr. Theron Sherman reporting in from the field. I can't stop or they'll get me. You've heard that birds aren't real, that the birds work for the bourgeoisie. These memes are a Foundation disinformation campaign hiding the truth, that birds are man-made. Created using a combination of technology, alchemy, and necromancy. The creation of birds was a passion project late in the life of Nikola Tesla. In a simple accident with another one of Tesla's inventions, the 3 birds he created were scattered across the globe and throughout time, propagating until we grew up never knowing that they didn't exist. The birds know that the Foundation is trying to reverse this process, and so will attack any Foundation agent they can identify. I'll have to inform Agent Brian's family if I make it back okay. Stay safe, and don't let the birds know you're onto them. Let me get this straight. You're the animate skeleton of Jason Marley. Yup. And when you lose a bone, you're able to replace it with the same kind of bone. Yup. And over your time as a skeleton, you've replaced every single one of your bones at least once. Yup. So tell me, if you have none of Jason Marley's bones, are you really the skeleton of Jason Marley? Yo. Pretty screwed.
Because no bomb. Yeah, buddy. Gang.
Curiosity leads to discovery. Where will it lead you? Asahi Superdry.
Oh, shit.
Our first stop is over there, Charlie.
Oh God, what is that?
It's a Leopleurodon, Charlie. Magical Leopleurodon. It's gonna guide our way to Candy Mountain.
Alright guys, you do know that there's no actual Candy Mountain, right?
Shun the non-believer. Shun.
Yeah.
It has spoken. It has told us the way.
It didn't say anything.
Hey, man, you look kind of upset. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Why the fuck is there so many letters in Wednesday?
Shit, you're right. There's a lot of letters in there.
Oh, that should say Wednesday. It don't say Wednesday, it says Wednesday.
Stitch this and tell me the weakest link in your fandom.
The weakest link in the SCP fandom? Well, this certainly won't be controversial. I think our weakest link is going to be very similar to that of other fandoms. People who are unable to let people like things that they don't. At my last check, the English-speaking branch of the SCP Wiki has over 12,000 stories. You can't expect them all to be just a short, quippy monster with a spooky power. I mean, the Wiki has been around for over a decade. You can't expect it to just stay a creepypasta monster manual. We have plenty of your simple monsters, but we also have comedy, tragedy. We have heartfelt stories and romances. We have sci-fi like Star Trek. It's one thing to have a personal preference, but it's a whole nother animal when you start denying people the right to have their personal preferences.
You might not want to hear this.
I understand that you're attempting to tag me in this video to make me feel better, but there are two reasons why that will not be the case. Number one, there's only one instance of SCP-4521. One tree that I want to make scream. Second, that was not the scream of the tree. That was the synthesizer's interference. That does not constitute the delicious, pained scream that I want to hear from that damn tree. Inside you forever, with Satan himself by my side. And I know that now and forever they'll never be able to separate Jekyll from Hyde. Can't you see it's over now? It's time to die. No, not I, only you. If I die, you die too. You die in me. I'll be you. Damn you, Hyde. Leave me be. Can't you see you are me? No. Deep inside, I am pure. You are. No, never. Yes, forever. God damn you, Hyde. Take all your evil deeds and rot in hell. I'll see you there, Jekyll.
Donald, are you nuts? What's going on?
This is the battery-powered Nest Cam from Google. It has built-in intelligence and can go outside or inside your home.
Fuck off.
Donald, I can't understand a word you say.
The post office. Boring. Frustrating. Magical. Most Americans couldn't tell you that Benjamin Franklin was elected the first Postmaster General in 1775. So you'd be forgiven that they also don't realize that this was due to Benjamin Franklin's aptitude at dealing with the Fey folk. The available forms of transportation were not sufficient for the fledgling postal service, and so Franklin negotiated an alternative. Use of ways in return for use of the postal service. The terms of the deal have been renegotiated over the centuries, but the part that's pertinent to my mission today is that Fey lords are granted one P.O. box at each post office location. These boxes weren't always kept on the record properly. Sometimes you just walk in and find an anomalous object in your post office box. This issue has been contained as the Foundation has acquired all of these fairy mailboxes. And what do you know? Nothing here today. And if you wanted to send something to Site-42 specifically, well, now you know where to send it. I get this question rather often, so just as a master post for those who are curious, these are the SCPs that I consider my favorites, and these are the SCPs I have written for the site. Happy reading. Dire Doctor Shearman, I want to Gion Te SPC. I'm sorry, we're the SCP Foundation. The SPC is next door.
I await your ultimate failure with bated breath. Like Sisyphus and Tantalus, you reach eternally for a goal you shall never achieve. Like Icarus, you have flown too close to the sun, and now must you plummet to earth, burning in your own fit. Whoa! What the fuck? How did you do that, man?
You all have asked me what the scariest SCP is. And though I don't know the whole archive by heart, I do have a bit of a holiday edition for you. SCP-4666, known as the Yule Man, is an elderly male with a severely emaciated appearance, estimated between 2 to 2.3 meters in height. While its abilities are mostly unknown because we're unable to capture the bastard, we do know that it is at least 500 years old, and has the ability to instantaneously teleport anywhere on Earth. consecutive nights around the holidays, 4666 will start appearing around the dwellings of one or multiple families, specifically ones that have a child under the age of 8. What starts as distant stalking progresses to home invasions before culminating on the 12th night with one of 2 scenarios. 15% of the time it leaves gifts made from the bodies of dead children. For the rest, read it yourself.
Wait a minute. You know, normally I'd be annoyed, but they're actually quite talented. Yes, Queen! Shantae, you stay! Okay, now sashay away back to your cell.
You have 3 wishes, and you can wish for whatever you want, but there are 3 rules. You can't kill anyone, you can't ask for more wishes, you can't make anyone fall in love with you. What do you want? I want trees to feel pain. What? They don't have to make noise or anything, I just want to know that they're in pain. There are 4 rules.
Oh, I remember when they did this to me. Bright and Kendraki take hazing the new guy way too far.
I often get asked if the Foundation is part of the US government, and then I look at stuff like this.
Remember when NASA sent a woman to space for only 6 days and they gave her 100 tampons. 100 tampons. And asked, will that be enough?
And I think 343 that we're an independent organization.
Yeah, anyone with half a brain would have given him 200 tampons.
Clef, no! What is the O5 Council? Well, that's quite a rabbit hole you're hopping down. Most of what we know about the Overseers, or O5 Command, is merely rumor. Most Foundation staff will go their entire career without encountering an O5. Hell, level 2 researchers and below don't even know that the Overseers exist. 13 individuals who run every facet of the Foundation, who know every secret of every anomaly. It is said that they're kept separate, in secret locations, kept away from any anomaly that might do them harm. Other rumors state that the only anomalies they're allowed physical access to are life-extending anomalies, causing their careers to last longer than multiple lifetimes. And let's not forget their personal task force, Alpha 1, codenamed the Red Right Hand, sent to accomplish missions or disappear researchers who ask too many questions.
I heard Bright had a meeting with the ethics committee and hey Bright, how are you doing today, buddy? How was that meeting?
I would just like to remind everyone that because the Yule man is still Christmas, that's normal. The second I do it, everyone loses their mind.
Yeah. If you've tagged the SCP Foundation, this better be... Fuck, shit, we got a ZK!
117, stand down. Sir.
Piss off.
What do we got here? Oh, right in public, huh? Give me Mobile Task Force Gamma 3, codename Creep on the Crawlers. Alright, and... Oh, son of...
Oh, hello there.
What the hell?
Shirley. I was wondering if you could give this to the O5 real quickly.
Whoa, how did you get in my office? Who are you?
How I got here or my identity are not important. Can you give this to the O5?
Forget the O5, answer my question.
I'm sorry. I was not trying to answer the question.
That's obvious.
I'm not leaving now.
Wait, what do you mean? I hate this place. Alright, Site-42 staff, I need some help on this one. I've gone through the whole Where Is This Guy archive, and there's not a lot of intel, even in the comments from the creator. Is this mystery solvable? Can we get this guy out of here? Help me out. I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't
So,
really care
Mia,
for music.
see what's up? He's a joint with smoke. So tell a joint, then they smoke, then we fuck. Done, brother. Look at my horse.
Aren't you screaming?
When I am
You're in
Daddy.
pain, aren't you?
Can I call that?
It hurts, doesn't it?
Brother?
I feel
Sure.
pain. I feel pain all the time. Do you know how many people do one is a Douglas fir tree with abnormal
So
shape
joint
and
now.
leaves.
Done.
SCP-4521 was discovered within God's Silence, Oregon after reports of an ear-piercing silence. SCP-4521's primary anomalous...
Love you too much, study horses stuff. When I am... and I am Daddy. Yes, you sure I'm a study whore. Yep, Daddy brother. Yes.
As testing
Sure.
continues, during this lucid moment, I've come to the conclusion that possibly there's a mimetic effect making us think the tree should scream. Nah, we'll get it.
Hello.
Oh, good morning.
Dr. Sherman, you are second on Dizzy Claus's list.
Oh, really?
That means I have a present for you.
Oh, that's really not necessary.
Ta-da!
Dizzy, I don't wear glasses.
Well, I know you don't need glasses, but they make you look smart. And I know how much you like being smart, so I got...
Wait, did you take those from Dr. Blue's office?
I didn't take these.
Well, I just got a message from Dr. Blue whose glasses are missing.
What do you mean Dr. Blue's missing his glasses?
Dizzy, are those Dr. Blue's glasses?
Anyway, here you go. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Yo, fuck this tree! Yo! Target site. What exactly am I looking at here?
He's currently in possession of the eyes from a popular Japanese television series known as Naruto. As you can see by the red and black pattern, he's currently wielding a form of the Sharingan. Their goal is to apprehend and return to sight so that we can test the full extent of his powers.
Oh, hold up. You're telling me this kid has eyes from the Uchiha clan? You gotta know, asking us to capture this dude is a death sentence, right? They can create self-contained black holes. Are you aware of this? We just watched him turn a guy to spaghetti. Central, if you send us in without backup, there's very little chance we come back from this.
We are fully aware of what the Sharingan is capable of, but this is your job. You do things properly, you'll be able to make it home in time for lunch and file a complaint with the higher-ups.
Approaching target for apprehension. Fuck you. Stand by.
Excuse me while I blaspheme, but according to the Christian teachings I grew up with, God created man in his own image, and in doing so, gave men a G-spot up the ass. That wasn't random. God already had that. God's a bottom.
Fuck you, my child is completely fine.
This is your fault, you know. Liking, sharing, commenting. These are my most popular videos. You're doing this to me. You know, the SCP Wiki won its first lawsuit against that Russian trademark troll, but we had to do a second lawsuit to finish the job. So yes, 049, thank you very much. We do stand with SCPRU.
This man was a perfect face and perfect teeth could be funny and intelligent at the same time.
Dr. Brightsama, you can't be talking about me with this too kind terminology. You're going to put all the shippers into overdrive. Besides, it's not like I like you or anything. Baka.
Yeah, but
Good afternoon, Foundation staff. This is Dr. Theron Sherman. My superiors have suggested strongly that I take a small sabbatical because of stress due to testing SCP-4521, and so they have assigned me to handle a situation on Mount Diablo in Northern California.
They say that the Mount Diablo, or Devil Mountain name, is the result of a mistranslation. But if you're familiar with Foundation misinformation campaigns, you'll take that explanation with a grain of salt. I would love to give you a tour of the Foundation monitoring site beneath the visitor center, but as long as the mountain spirit is active, the site is on lockdown. Luckily, our researchers have properly warded the path to the spirit's altar, so I am in no real danger here. And there we are, a small and simple sacrifice, but it gets the job done. Whew, and that view. You know, maybe this trip was good for me. Good afternoon, Foundation staff. This is Dr. Theron Sherman checking in on another field mission. It's Anomalous Creatures 101 to realize that vampires can't cross running water. Those with more knowledge will recall that running water nullifies the abilities of both magic-based entities and thaumaturges. Now, I'm not saying that every water feature you encounter is containing some sort of anomalous entity. What I am saying is that if you see someone like me performing maintenance on one of them, don't interrupt them. Gang, I was planning a heartwarming video about self-care, about places of power, about places you can find little bits of magic in the real world and use that to raise your spirits to make yourself feel better. Like this water feature. When I sit on this rock next to this running water, I feel better. I feel at peace. You can use things like that in your day-to-day life. But then, as I simply meander across the street, I come across this. Don't know what I mean yet? What? Really? I have never played Roblox, but as an SCP creator, I am all too aware about the SCP side of Roblox, and I've heard it's either a heaven or a hell. And being this close to the heart of darkness, so to speak, ugh. So yeah, places of power. Even more potent than I first expected, huh? Every single person born under the astrological sign Leo is an SCP, specifically a reality bender. I mean, you've always suspected, what, the arrogance, the insane optimism that things are just magically gonna go their way? Come on. Thank the longfish, most of them don't know it, but their powers will still leak out and bend things to their will once in a while accidentally. It's nothing to worry about, though. The Foundation's got this under control. Say hello to the Leo trap. Playing to the Leo's characteristic narcissism, we lure our subjects into this maze of mirrors and into the magic circle that removes their abilities. The process is completely painless. The subject doesn't realize they've lost anything. And with that, the veil is maintained. Secure, contain, protect.
Hey, Central, do you have any idea why there have been so many anime-related anomalies lately?
Oh, yeah. Cyber was breached. Deals with media-related anomalies. TV, movies, comics, that sort of stuff.
We're probably going to be seeing a lot more anime-related powers then, yeah?
Let's have a smoke now, don't fuck. Done.
Wait a second. Do you have cat girls?
What?
Cat girls. Do you have them?
I can't really tell you that.
Central!
Call me back when you've calmed down. I gotta go.
Vad vill ni göra? Varför tuggar du? Kan du bara? Yes.
Hey there, Site-42 fam. It's come to my attention that not a lot of people know that we have a Site-42 SCP merch store. We've commissioned art from multiple artists to make SCP-related merch, and we've
Fuck
got
off.
stickers for the Site-42 channel. And so if you want some SCP merch, as well as helping...
HCF are freezing rate increases until November 1st. Oh, that's good. Uncommon care.
People see me and think I'm weak. They want to take care of me. But I can take care of myself by myself.
You sound like my nephew. Always thinking you need to do things on your own without anyone's support. There is nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you. Not that I love you. I just met you.
What is Dr. Sherman doing? SCP-3688 is the kinetoglyph pattern that makes you invincible if you dance them right. But the containment breach ended an hour ago. Let the man dance. Yes? SCP-101 SCP-113, the gender switching stone, correct? You've got your note from your therapist? Yep, give it here. Alright, this all looks good. Protocol dictates that staff are allowed to use the gender switching stone in aid of transitioning. I am going to need you to sign this document here. It simply states that A, the process is extremely painful, but it only lasts a minute. There is a non-zero chance of death. Now, subjects who are non-binary seem to have unpredictable transitions, so be aware of the risk. And although the stone can be reused, the chance for transformation failure and or death go up with each use, so we don't like doing it very often. Still want to go forward? Absolutely. First door on the left. God, if they would stop testing 4521 for 5 minutes. Hey, Bright, any progress on the 682 report?
682 hasn't adapted to the acid in his cell containing him because he secretly likes it.
I'm the boy, the lightning, the thunder, kind of girl who's gonna make you wonder.
Huh. Well, it seems I've stabilized, at least for the time being. Alright, on to the briefing. You know how back in the early days of cameras, we could only take black and white photos, but then we invented the technology to make color photos? What if I told you that's not exactly how the story actually went? SCP-8900-EX details the struggle of the Foundation attempting to fight a worldwide phenomena, where the black and white coloration of the world was changing to the coloration we experience now. Unable to stop the spread, the O5 Council ordered the activation of the Ennui Protocol, a worldwide dosing of an incredibly mild amnestic that caused people to forget what the world used to be. The only evidence that remains is the black and white photographs.
Blind people would have no idea that they're blind unless someone told them about sight. How did you get there? Your ears click every time you swallow. What? When you die, you go from being somebody to somebody. Dude, humans with disabled dogs are service humans. Stop it. Today could be your future child's birthday and you wouldn't even know it. You make me want to vomit. There's a constant wave of people falling asleep all around the world. Have you ever stopped to question why you say all this dumb shit? Dogs are taller when they sit than when they stand. Can you please cease to exist? When you go into nature, probably more animals see you than you see animals. What the hell was that? People in therapy are often in therapy to deal with people in their lives who won't go to therapy. It's time for you to go, okay?
Go off the deep end. I don't think you ought to go off the deep end.
Hey, you're SCP-3307, right? Oh, great. Fucking another one? I'm sorry? Let me guess, they sent you here to get coffee. Yes. Please let him like iced coffee. Please let him like iced coffee. What the fuck are you doing? Here, it's your favorite flavor. Yeah, I'm not drinking this. What's next on your checklist? A candy bar? Fuck, alright, that usually comes out of... Nope, not this time! That's coming out of my nose! Fuck! Ow! Snickers! Why are you like this? Would you believe me if I told you it was aliens? Sherman, I keep having this dream. I'm freaking out, man. What have we talked about, D3086? Neko Bright isn't real. Neko Bright cannot hurt you. I know, it's just... What is it, D3086? 3086, can you hear me? 3086. 3086. What the? SCP-079, you get out of SCP-3090 this instant! Don't you mock me! Just ignore it until security gets here. Just ignore it until security gets here. Just ignore it until...
Let's do this. Done. Come on. For me to myself. Here we are, this is my cell. kitchen, then table, lounge room, bathroom over here. Then my bedroom. Cool. I know. Let's do this, brother. Done. Oh, hi there. It's the next day, as you can already tell. Let's smoke some weed and yeah, watch YouTube. Watch Site 47. Dr. Salmon. You know what I mean. Have a blunt for a day, yo.
What the hell? Did you put them up to this? You did, didn't you? You're sitting behind the screen laughing.
Have a blunt for a day.
This was my thing. Why would you turn my thing into... Alright, that's it. I've had enough. I'm arming the on-site nuke.
For the record, I did not expect this.
Elaborate.
I really thought that it would be a harder sell.
When did you
I came
plan
up with
this?
plan at 4 a.m. on Interstate 10. I didn't know that it would work so well for the
Well, I've been getting quite a laugh at your comments. If the SCP Foundation is a secret organization, why is Dr. Sherman telling everyone all their intelligence? This isn't me telling everyone. These are targeted videos. This is a recruitment drive, and you've got two choices. Either accept an entry-level position, or be taken as a D class. Choose wisely.
By advertising on YouTube, I catch the eye of my ideal customers at the right time. I can connect with someone
wisely.
Perhaps you have simply forgot what you signed, oh honestly. Did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That wavered your say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We put the dollar back into idolatry. If you're upset, you can rent an apology. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in teen, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum.
Alright, I haven't found out exactly what's happening in the Seattle Spider Crane Saga's database, and maybe it'll help. SCP-3023, titled, And Then It Decided to Be an Angry Spider. Yeah, this takes place in Germany, but you know, anomalies shuffle sometimes. Essentially, if you're in range of this anomaly, every 2 months, something is going to turn into a spider. Like this space ball that turned into a spider and killed a guy. Or this metal folding chair that killed 2 people. Or this telephone spider that killed 2 Foundation personnel. Or this ibuprofen tablet that turned into a spider in someone's airway. And then why not? Why not turn a Mercedes-Benz SUV into a spider? Crap, I don't want to know about this one. I'm just saying, man, it looks like there's a spider in your closet. The difference is those fools couldn't even keep themselves secret, let alone one tiny flying saucer. Punk asses.
You have to stop commenting that all of this is fake and this guy's on a green screen and none of this is real. I know I'm on a green screen. There's a button right there that tells everyone that. We're reading stories from a creative writing community based in sci-fi and horror, and everyone's just suspending their disbelief and having a good time, man. So yeah, you don't have to leave that comment. We know.
I don't know if you guys are ready for Death Knife. This is SCP-5175, the so-called Death Knife. When handled by any normal person, it doesn't have any effects outside of a normal knife. But if you are chosen by the spirit bound to the blade, an entity claiming to be a 12th century cursed samurai, then any entity you cut with the Death Knife, corporeal or incorporeal, gets teleported out of baseline reality to the land of forsaken suffering. And what brave warrior was chosen by this spirit to wield the Death Knife? This AWOL from basic training, gamer weeaboo mall cop with anger issues who looks like he stole the Lost's costume, Damien. This article is really funny and extremely well written. We did a live stream where we read it and we interviewed the author. Go check it out on the Site42 YouTube channel. You're gonna make me talk about him, aren't you? For anyone unfamiliar, a Mary Sue is usually a character in the story, often an author insert in fanfic, who is just too powerful, too pretty, everyone likes them, they never fail. It's a bad character, it's something that doesn't work in stories. I swear to God, if you start arguing in the comments about who or who isn't a Mary Sue, I will end you. As a creative writing community, I'm sure you can imagine the SCP Wiki gets their fair share of new authors who write their own Mary Sues. Which is why we have a catch-all-J joke article named SCP-777-J, otherwise known as Darkblade. He's got all of your Mary Sue dreams. Super powerful, but chooses to stay at the Foundation. Overwrought description of beautiful characteristics and love everyone has for him. And of course, every single SCP staff member absolutely in love with him.
Push it. Hit the bed, I guess. Another day here at the Foundation. 7 a.m. Let's go chill. Yeah. Press play. Have a bonfire day, yo. Yeah, brother.
Last night, I was laying in bed, and I was gazing up at the stars, and I was thinking, where the fuck is my roof?
My therapist told me time heals all wounds. So I stabbed him, and now we wait.
What did the janitor say when he jumped?
Hello, I am SCP-426. I must be introduced this way to prevent ambiguity. I am essentially an ordinary toaster. I do all the normal things a toaster does. But I have the anomalous ability that I cannot be referred to outside of the first person. My effects go down to such a granular level that you can remove one of my screws, show it to someone who has never seen me before, and they would still refer to it as my screw. And they wouldn't even know that they were talking about me in the first person. My secondary effect isn't also great. If you hang out with me for too long, you begin to think you are me in a more literal sense, and maybe you'll die in some horrid, gruesome ways trying to be me. God, get me some nest. Remember, gang, the fun of SCP-682 isn't figuring out how to kill it. It's figuring out the cockamamie ways that it adapts so it doesn't get killed. In this case, we're talking about SCP-5175, the Death Knife. So let's get creative. SCP-682 has been known to detach portions of its body when they get infected with something. And so, I imagine that 682 is going to start deploying parts of its body, missile style, at whoever's attacking it with SCP-5175. You may slash at the parts that are thrown at you, but you will never get close enough to the main body to get rid of the giant lizard.
A top-performing super fund over 20 years? That's a plus.
Everything you buy before June 30 could be tax deductible.